Hello there, long time no see. So, as you probably are aware, I'm not actively making videos for this channel at the moment. However, I have been keeping an eye on it and noticing that the number of subscribers I've got is steadily increasing. And I noticed it was sort of knocking on a big round number, probably not a huge number to a lot of YouTubers, but a nice round 1,000, and it is the done thing to make a 1,000 subscriber special video. So that is what this is. There's red marks on my compass. There's things going absolutely mad. What this is this is going to be a tour of the Mojave from the perspective of a rail traveller. If we just have a quick look at the world map, it's not very clear on this map, but there is sort of this spine of railway that travels up the west side of the Mojave. One route crosses over here to Boulder City, and then the other goes up through New Vegas and over there. The thing about the rails in this game is they're very much underused. You tend to cross over the railway lines a lot, but you don't tend to travel with them much. So I thought, let's take a little tour. So I'm starting here. I'm overlooking, I think, the Crescent Canyon.
Here we go.
There's things... Yeah, there's geckos down there. Let's not hang around too long here, because otherwise we're likely to fall down into the canyon, as did that train. So I don't think we can get up there. I think this is the furthest south on the railways that you can go. This carriage hanging over. So let's start making our way north, and let's look at some of the sights that we pass on the way. So what can we see already? Not much, mainly mist. We can see Nipton, the town of Nipton down there. And as we move around, we'll see some other features in the desert down there. I think there's a crashed plane somewhere there. I can't really see it very clearly. Have I got some binoculars? That might be useful. No, I do not. I've got the YCS. That's got a sniper scope on it. That might do the job. No, maybe not a crashed plane after all. Let's get Elijah's advanced LAER plus back out. And let's continue on our way. So the first thing we're going to pass here, there's kind of a fork in the railway. There's a route that leads up to a tunnel, which you can't go into. One thing I did do when I was sort of thinking up the idea for this video, I did wonder if there was a mod that allowed you to actually have a rideable train in the game. I thought that might be quite a nice way to do this tour, but no such thing exists. There are rail-related mods, but none of them, as far as I can see, let you actually ride a train in real time. The closest I could find was one that lets you use the trains as a sort of fast travel, which I don't really see the point. So let's take a little detour from the rail line, just have a look at the Mojave drive-in, where you can start the what's the name of them? The name of the DLC. The Old World Blues, that's it. The Old World Blues DLC starts from there. And yeah, and any other details? I think that little mill up there, that corresponds to Wolfhorn Ranch. That's the one. And what else there to see? Of course, there's the town of Nipton, where the fires are still burning. And up there on the hill, I think that's probably the statue at the Mojave Outpost, the NCR camp. Might be able to see that a bit clearer once we get a different angle on it. So yeah, as we head down here, this is probably, well, possibly one of the first points in the game where you do encounter the railways. You're crossing from Nipton, heading east up there to where there's a raider ambush. So yeah, normally you'd go through here and just cross over the railway, and you might take a little glance east-west, but then again you might not. Anyway, no red marks on the compass at the moment, so we can continue up here without any threats. I am a little bit dehydrated. Let's keep ourselves topped up. I think I should have plenty of deliciousables on me. Very nice. Yeah, we've got a very nice view of the statues up at the Mojave Outpost from here. You can see the silhouette quite clearly. I believe that the two characters are meant to be like the Desert Rangers and some other NCR guys. This statue is supposed to represent some sort of joining of forces. Some kind of handshake, some symbolic team-building exercise. 99. Ooh, never looked in this suitcase, but it's empty anyway, so not much to be done. That down there is a Coyote Den, which I think I cleared out which is why there's no coyotes running at me from it right now. A little pile of rocks on the track here. Yeah, you'd need to clear this out if you wanted to take a train through. I wonder if there's anything in here. I don't want to get too waylaid by possible loots. Obviously, there's not much point in looting, seeing as I have effectively finished the game. I just use this save file for a bit of exploring now and then. So now we're heading through this little cutting here, which greatly limits the number of things we can see either side. Lots of little paths through, though. Some friendly markers through there. Possibly some travelling merchants or maybe some wild animals, who knows. But we are coming up on a location. I think this is I think this might be called Emergency Services Rail Yard. It's quite an uninteresting location. There might be some star bottle caps. Wow, look at that pop in. Cranes appearing out of nowhere. Yeah, there might be a star bottle cap or something like that, but really no significant loot. If there were some amazing loot here, then I would have come here already. But I haven't, so there probably isn't. Still with me, guys? Excellent. So yes, we encounter a fork in the rails, but this just looks like a siding. So let's continue around to the left. And I imagine soon we're going to get a glimpse of Primm. Let's keep our eyes peeled for that. Seen a fair few red marks down there to the right.
What a shame.
And Arcade has decided it's time to start shooting. Was that Eddie flying off? Okay, some sort of mole rat or something. Something that can do us very much no harm. And that's our first glimpse of the Lucky 38 Tower in the distance. The lights of Vegas. Hopefully we're not so close to these guys that they'll get pissy. Well, they're harumphing a bit. No, they're fine. Ah, look, there's the Primm roller coaster. So yeah, we have passed Primm already. Which means we're probably... That's probably good springs up on the hill over there. Ah, and there's the NCR Correctional Facility, indeed. So yeah, if in the early game, before going to Nipton, you did decide to go and deal with the powder gangers at the NCR Correctional Facility, then yes, you would have passed over the railway line to get there, but probably not done much running along it. Yeah, it's quite a nice view of Primm here. And also, I think that's Lone Wolf Radio up there. That's one of my favourite early game locations because you can pick up some sensor modules there, and that helps you get Eddie from Primm. And here's some powder gangers. Yeah, as I say, this save was from the end of episode 96 of my series, at which point I was still very much playing the diplomacy game and making sure that all factions in the game were my friends. So that's why the powder gangers like me. And we'll also find everyone else likes me too. Great Khans, Caesar's Legion, everybody. Everybody. Yeah, I can see a distant fire of one of the powder ganger camps over there, I think. And yeah, the light is starting to fade. Might be somewhere we can rest our head. Maybe a bed in one of these caravans. Let's check it out. It'd be nice to have a very organic kind of sleep experience. Let's take a peek. Hello. He's not sleeping. Crimson Caravan Guard. Okay, so there was a bit of a fight there. Today's physician. What time is it? 7:29. That's quite early for bed. But to be honest, the moon is rising, and I don't want to be walking in the dark because, of course, it makes it very difficult for you to see the screen. So yeah, let's have a really, really long sleep. Here we go. Sun is rising, etc. We are a bit thirsty. We're going to get through these gecko kebabs at quite the rate. I haven't got any desert salads with me, that's fine. The gecko kebabs will probably suffice. Let's get back onto the rail and keep on moving. So, yeah, passing still by the NCR Correctional Facility over there. In that direction, I think, is Hidden Valley, where the Brotherhood of Steel hang out. Apologies for the spoilers. And in this next stretch, we're going to be going up past Sloan, look, little peak of the Lucky 38 over there. Oh, and that's the Yangtze Memorial up there. And that indicates Good Springs Cemetery. So yeah, we're passing level with Good Springs at the moment. And yeah, the next stop is going to be Sloan. And there will be some deathclaws to deal with because, as I say in this save file, we've cleared out Quarry Junction, but not the deathclaws beyond that. Mr. Powderganger?
Primm's got some new sheriff watching over the town now.
Yes, it does. I think it's the robot. It is Primm Slim. And I can see the dishes of Black Mountain up there. Lots of stuff going on up there. Towers, radio equipment. The super mutants have cleared out, though. We dealt with them. And what's that I'm seeing? Is that the edge of Vegas, possibly up in the distance? We're making very good progress. Now, the thing is, I don't want to go any further with these two at this point because they are quite soft and we are in hardcore mode. So I think I need to leave them here.
Okay.
While I go and deal with the deathclaws, and once it's clear, we can then go back and pick them back up. So let's get back on the rails. And it's definitely going to be the YCS for this. This is going to clear these guys out like nobody's business. So let's keep our eyes peeled for the red ticks. Might get up on this little platform here. Help us to get a good angle to see the claws of death. There we go. A few marks over there. Anyone in my sights? Oh, many of them. Let's try a headshot. Beautiful. Still showing us hidden. These guys quite dense. And I think I see one there. Well, that might be the one I already killed. Let's try changing our angle. I think... Is that one? It is. Sneak attack critical on Deathclaw. Very nice. So that's 3, but there are loads more. So maybe we'll use the power of montage to mop them up. You can be pretty confident that most of them are going to get one shot. And there should be very little excitement whatsoever. Okay, that is the last of the red marks on the compass. We have reached Junction 15 railway station, and this is where the line splits. As you can see, it goes off to the right up there and then straight towards New Vegas. So there's 2 different routes to consider here. So since we've now cleared this area, let's head back to Sloan. Let's pick up Eddie and Arcade.
Lead.
Okay, Eddie and Arcade are back in the party. Let's fast travel back to Junction 15 and hope that the Deathclaws haven't spawned in while we were gone. Nope, still looks clear. Okay, so yeah, we will... Oh, red mark over there. Is that more Deathclaws appearing? Looks like it, yes.
Okay, I'll do
Oh no,
my
that's
best.
a gecko of some sort, I think. Yeah, let's not worry about them. Let's take the right-hand route here, and let's follow the railway line across towards Boulder City, and then we'll come back and do the New Vegas leg. Red marks the left. I still feel like we might not be completely out of Deathclaw territory, but I can't be 100% certain. So the next place we pass through is this little train station, which I believe doesn't have a name. But then up to the right here, we've got the Repconn Headquarters. Now also in this save file, there'll be a whole bunch of fiends here, because when we were back at Camp McCarran, we started off the unmarked quest to retrieve Ranger Morales' corpse, but never actually finished it. So there's going to be a whole bunch of fiends trying to attack us from up there, but we're going to send them flying. There's one up there as well. Wow, the knockback on this gun is amazing. So yeah, we're not going to actually rescue Rage Morales' corpse in this run through, but we will at least rid the world of some fiends. Do our little bit for society. Let's try and get up on this little rise. Might give us the... There we go. Pow. One flip backwards. Is there going to be a double, or is it just going to be a full... Just the full 360. Very tasteful indeed. Nice. So that was Repconn Headquarters, little flying visit. And I think this path doesn't go via the 118 trading post. I think that's up there somewhere. It does pass by this little rail yard here. This is the Brotherhood of Steel place where Veronica's quest might bring you to at the very end, depending upon what decisions you take. Yeah, but yeah, this is just a little siding, just a little dead end. Can we jump over there? Yes, we can. Can Eddie and Arcade follow us? Or are they going to go the long way around? Yeah, there they are. Camp Golf over there in the distance. And Lake Mead, can't really see it, but it will be there. Big expanse of water, you can't miss it. Oh, hold on, that's the 118 trading post, so we are going to go quite close to it after all. My geography was a little bit shonky. I think there shouldn't be any more bad guys to deal with along here. We won't see any more enemies until we head back to Junction 15 and start heading north again. So yeah, there's the trading post where there's a couple of pretty good merchants, and also where you can pick up Veronica. Veronica is one of the easiest companions to pick up this game. Not the earliest, but definitely the easiest. There's not many hoops you have to go through to recruit her, and she is very good in a fight. And now these buildings on the distance, that will be Boulder City, so that is going to be the end point for this little leg of the journey. We'll head over there and see what else we can see. A couple of red marks up there. If memory serves, they're just coyotes. Let's get a smaller gun. Yeah, Eddie and Arcade going to deal with them. I've got no objection to that. Let them mop up the small fights. That coyote managed to get quite close, actually. I am a tiny bit concerned about Eddie and Arcade because we are in hardcore mode. I don't want to let them die, but a skeleton with a hunting rifle and some 308 rounds. I don't think I've ever seen that corpse there. Boulder City, elevation 2500, home of the Eagles. So yeah, this is the station. There's odds and ends in there. Boulder City, of course, not in a terribly good state. How does the line end? I think that's Caesar's Fort over there. I think we are looking across the Colorado River. Yes, this is the end of this stretch of the line. Oh, no, it's not actually. Trundles down there and then just kind of runs out of steam in this little gully. Let's go all the way to the end. Let's stand on the very, very last sleeper just so we can say that we did. There, I'm standing on the very last sleeper. I mean, I'm assuming that the railway doesn't reappear here. Oh, it does. Oh. Here we go. Now I'm standing on the very, very last sleeper. I've got to check that, though. I've been fooled before. It would be terribly embarrassing for it to happen again. Nope, I think we're done. Let's pick up a souvenir, some white horse nettle. And heading back, yeah, we can see Lake Mead now. Nice clear view of its crystal cerulean, unradiated waters. What a delightful place. Good for a dip. So that's the Boulder City leg, and that is indeed the fort over there. Let's just head up to this rise, because there might be some pretty good views over Lake Mead from here. Here's a fine rock to stand on, if we can get onto it. This way? Yeah, there we go. That doesn't look right. That's not how water normally behaves. Okay, I'm kind of regretting coming up here now because everything's clearly silly. Though I think actually that I'm looking at, that's Calville Bay. That is going to be our final stop because the railway line, once we've headed back to Junction 15, kind of loops around there and then does eventually come down to here. Calville Bay, that's the Bitter Springs Recreation Area. I'm wondering if we can see if that's Guardian Peak up there. No, I don't think there's that much to see at Guardian Peaks. That's probably not it. Anyway, this was Boulder City. Hoover Dam. Is Hoover Dam visible? No, it's over the other side of that. Let's fast travel on back to Junction 15. Let's hope that nothing nasty waits for us there. And then let's continue up towards Vegas. Panning around quickly. No red marks. Thank goodness. Right. Let's follow this railway line to the north. So those red marks over there, I think, were a couple of geckos. Not too concerned about that. We'll deal with them as and when we need to. So this line, it's heading straight towards the strip, but it will kind of dart away over to the left. We're coming into Fiend Territory now. There's going to be fiends all over the place. Initially just one or two, but they will get thicker and denser and buildings popping in. Well, it is an 8-year-old game, I suppose. Through that gap is, I think it's through that gap, Vault 19. I think something just disappeared on me. Yeah, Vault 19 through there. That's another view of the Good Springs Cemetery from down below. What else can we see here? I think there's an ant's nest in there somewhere, which is another one of those locations which has got a couple of pieces of loot, but nothing really to write epic songs about. Looking at, yeah, that's McCarran Field. That's one of the NCR's main bases of operations there, which we will not be going terribly close to, really. A little bit of a railway bridge over the road. How are we doing back there, guys? Everyone happy? Good. And some fields. What's the condition of these crops? Poor. Very, very poor. Not going to get much of a harvest out of that. Something tells me that the farmers left in a hurry. Like, I can see lots and lots of markers over there, and they look ostensibly friendly. Somewhat tempting to go over and check it out, but distraction can be a problem. Let's have a little peek through the scope. Actually, they might be powder gangers. I think so. I think that over there is a powder ganger camp, in which case, not really worth the detour. Come on. There we go. I was stuck in slow mode. So this over here, that's a rock crushing plant, I believe. Might be close enough to pick up the location. And yeah, now we're going to get really into the thick of Fiend Territory. This over here, I think this is where Driver Nephi hangs out. And there might still be one or two. Oh, there's more than one or two. There's quite a lot of fiends. Let's get something sniperous out. Let's see what we've got. In fact, let's grab that hunting rifle. It's not got much of a scope on it. Yeah, that's not really my weapon of choice. Let's use the YCS. We've got plenty of ammo. And we've got friends as well to help us. That missed slightly, I think. That just winged him. Not doing as much damage to them as I thought I would. Maybe we should just run on by. Otherwise, we're going to be here for a long time. I'll deal with these guys down on the ground. Someone coming our way? Not for long. Yeah, come on out. We'll mop them up in no time. There's one more red mark. Are they going to come our way? You right there, Arcade? Trying to get in front of me again. We'll leave that one. They can tell the story. Yeah. After all, who would tell of our devilishly good looks and fearsome visage? Oh, Arcade's going into melee mode. He's obviously feeling very confident. Loads more red marks over there. Again, probably some fiends to deal with if we felt like it. Yeah, I see them milling. Yeah, let's leave them. It's going to take too long if we try and kill everyone we meet. Let's continue along the railway. Some, however, right ahead of us, so these are going to need dealing with. Well, need is a strong word. We could probably just run on by and tank the damage. Hello. Well, that liquefied his head thoroughly. Some more to the left. We are running straight through the middle of their camp. It's a bold move, but it will certainly pay off. I mean, I'm assuming Arcade's fine for health. He's normally pretty robust. See some walking over here. There's someone.
Here we go.
Yeah, the red marks are dropping nice and fast. Looks like it's soon going to be time for bed again, though. Need to keep our eyes peeled for some sort of camping facilities. Gaining the karma like nobody's business. Anyone through there? Thought I saw a red mark, but no. Where do these people sleep? They must have something. What are our options? Maybe this petrol station's got something? Let's check it out. It's got a beaten up old car. And the Sunset Sarsaparilla headquarters. There's a dumpster we could sleep in, I suppose. Well, it's definitely too dark to continue on much further. So let's find a little dumpster, and we will sleep on the dumpster. Okay, morning has broken. Like the first morning, I'm sick with minor dehydration, like the first bird. Let's eat a kebab. We're not feeling any thirsty. Let's continue northbound along the railway. Not much further until it takes a little loop to the right. So yeah, as you're walking along here, you can, I think that's one of the Ranger stations right up on the very top of the hill there. I think that's the tip of Charleston Peak. So Jacobstown is over in that direction. And to the right, you can see the buildings of the Strip. That is the Ultra Lux Casino there. Is that the Tops? Not sure. And the top of, yeah, there's the Lucky 38 peeking through. Magnificent. And some other various apartments, mostly populated by fiends and raiders and other people of similar ill repute. And over there is West Side, which is one of the regions of this game that I always felt like it was underused. Are you shooting? I was hearing things. A region that's a bit underused. A space with a few quests that are of limited importance and, a ripe zone for someone to come up with some nice mod quests. Anyway, we are now reaching the point where the railway heads to the right and runs smack bang towards New Vegas. So when the border walls were built around New Vegas, it just crossed right underneath this railway line. And so obviously this is very much not passable. However, if we go full platform 9 3/4, then we can just charge through as if the wall were not there. Now this railway then kind of goes underneath a big pile of rubble and round to the right. Now, I am playing with the Freeside Open mod. I've been playing with the Freeside Open mod for so many years that I can't really imagine what the game's like without it. So I'm sure there's some walls here that I'm just kind of skipping on by. So this is the area where the King's Gambit quest takes you to, where there's the big shootout between the Kings and the NCR. And yeah, this is the guy who guards the water. And let's rejoin the railway just past that little block of rubble. Not quite sure what's happening with Arcade and Eddie. They've decided to wait back there. Here's a pile of rubble that I can't get past. Even with the Freeside Open mod, I need to just walk around this building. But that's fine. I'm used to walking. It's no big deal, really. So here's that pile of rubble from the other side. The railway emerges, heads across the main path through Freeside, alongside the old Mormon fort where the followers of the Apocalypse hang out, and then again goes through the fence on that side. Let's try the platform 9 3/4 trick again, see if we can Harry Potter our way through.
Come on! Here we go. Watch
out. That's brilliant. So some Freeside thugs came out. It's woken up Arcade and Eddie, and also woken up all the followers of the Apocalypse, who are basically all coming out to gang up on him. It's brilliant. Yeah, he didn't stand a chance.
Hello.
Look at all these doctors.
Morning.
The doctors are amazing once they get cross. Lesson to be learned. Theresa May, increase your funding to the NHS. So what was I doing? Ah, yes, I was pretending that I could use some sort of magic spell to get through the wall. But that was, well, basically I've had to just give up that charade because there's much more interesting things going on. All right, so here is where the railway line emerges from that pile being looked over by these kings. That's it. We are out of the Vegas area and continuing back across the desert towards the east. And again, a few more obstructions to be dealt with. I think that's the Crimson Caravan we're passing now. Another great place for trading. Can I get through there? Yeah, it looks like there's a little gap to squeeze through. Yeah, that's where the railway line emerges. That is a big pile of rubble. Going to take a lot of work to get the trains running again through there. Let me tell you that. And Eddie and Arcade. There's Arcade over there. Eddie's also running around the building trying to figure out the right way to get to me. There's some wildlife over here, some aggressive beasties. Two-headed Brahmin over there, I think, and might have once been something in there in the Mole Rat Ranch. But that's not what we're interested in right now. We're interested in continuing in this direction. So what kind of sights can we see from here? Not much, really. There's the remnants of this elevated freeway. That's going to take us round towards Nellis. Over there, more ruined buildings, more collapsed freeway, more Lucky 38, more white snow-capped mountains. Okay, so that up there is the footpath that takes you over to Nellis. That's the most sensible way in when you're trying to deal with the artillery. That's some sort of little adorable shack, in which I think that's the one where you find the unique named BB gun, which actually has an amazing crit multiplier that makes it a kind of a viable weapon if you are a luck-based build. Now what we got here, there's some warning signs. Just leave, danger. Yeah, this is just the stuff with the boomers trying to tell people to get stuffed. So if you were trying to run across here, then bad things would happen to you. I'm just going to check the map to see where the railway goes at this point. So if we zoom right in, yes, there is one loop that comes around to the top of Nellis. Yeah, let's check it out. Why not? Let's do this for completion's sake, and then we're going to come back and go through that little tunnel there. So that's sort of one of the alternative ways into Nellis. I think if you come through that tunnel from the other direction, you can then sneak down this side and avoid the boomers barrage that way. I've never done it in game. I'm aware that that tunnel is full of ghouls, and that's going to be the way we're going to be going. Very occasionally you find one of these little little breaks in the rails, which I assume is just a question of the developers of the game not quite lining things up perfectly. I don't think it's intended to be deliberate for lore reasons. Here we go. The railway brings us to the side gate of Nellis. I'll be able to... We need a key. Anyone got any ideas? Don't think I can squeeze under there. Don't think I can squeeze over it. I think that if you came down here for the first time, then the boomers would greet you here. But as it is, not much that can be done. You know what? It's not very interesting in there. You know, the line just goes in and threads around the airfield a bit. How desperate are we to see it? Well, you know what? Let's just fast travel inside. Here we are. We are inside Nellis Air Force Base. I think I see the railway cutting across in front of me. Yeah, here it is. So over there somewhere is the gate we were just standing at. And this will then weave in between the buildings until it eventually peters out. Well, I want to stand on the last sleeper. You know how much I like standing on the last sleeper. Let's do that. And then we can tick that off our list of things to do. One of the things I've always wanted about this game is one of the quests that you are given by the boomers is to forge a relationship between... now, names are escaping me. Is it Jack? I think Jack is the name of the boomer. And then there's... someone works in the Crimson Caravan, redhead anyway, and supposedly the story is that he's watched her through his binoculars, but I'm not quite sure if there'd be line of sight from that tower to the Crimson Caravan. I can't think of any way that Jack could have been able to see her through binoculars. Maybe through that gap. I don't know. It all seems very, very tenuous and very, very unlikely indeed. That is one that I have to admittedly suspend disbelief on. Fortunately, I'm really good at not letting this sort of thing bother me. So I've got that going for me. And I think we are reaching the end of the line. I think the last sleeper is in sight. The boomers have never ever made any effort to stand up this carriage. But then, you know, why would they? Nothing to be gained. Last sleeper, I'm on it, and one over here as well. Last sleeper, and I think you can't get beyond this fence. I think that that lookout tower there is strictly unreachable in the game. But I'm curious, and it's not far away. Let's go and find out. Oh, well, there you go. You can. Well, considering I've never ever been in this corner of the map before in my life, I feel it behooves me to see what's in here. Maybe no one ever has gone up here in the whole history of the game. Maybe I'm going to discover some unique weapon that nobody ever knew about. There's a chair. There's another chair. Is there no loot at all? There's not even no unique item. There is just a chair. Oh, and there's some boxes. Wow. Nothing at all. Very disappointing. Right, let's fast travel back over and let's go to that railway tunnel we were about to go through. Here we are, back at the fork, and here's this railway tunnel that is full of ghouls, and I'm fairly high level, so they're going to be high level ghouls. Fortunately, I'm amazing, and I'm afraid of nothing. I assume it's through this little door. Very hard locked, but we are a very, very high level character. Still, even at high level, getting the exact position of the bobby bin to get in a very hard locked door is nasty. We're in. We've leveled up again. Got to put it into explosives. That's all that's left. Okay, so we're seeing some red marks already. I'm going to drop a quick save here because ghouls can be pretty tough. And I am worried about my poor soft, hardcore companions. That's them dealt with. That went quite well. Going to take a little bit of radiation here. What? Oh, there was a trap. Everyone's still alive. Okay. Well, that raises the interesting question whether 'tis wiser to tread carefully. Guys, there's traps.
Looks like break time's over.
Stop
Here
running
we
into
go.
the traps. Goodness me. Well, that one set off that trap at least, which is nice. Oh, hello. I wasn't paying full attention there. I was so focused on some guy who appeared around there that I didn't notice there was a ghoul running right at me. How are you two doing? Are you injured? Ah, you've healed yourself. Good like that. I've just decided not to care about traps. Probably nothing they can do to hurt me. Hello. One nice, clean precision shot there. Any more? Not seeing any marks on the radar. I think we're through. Another very hard lock. Got that one with the first bobby pin. So the railway line emerges. There's red marks everywhere, and that looks like deathclaws. This is not good. Right, let's do what we can. Fortunately, a critical strike every now and then does go a long way towards dealing with deathclaws. This, as you can see, is not the easy way into Nellis. If it's supposed to be the easy way into Nellis, then they got it wrong. Hello. It's covered in deathclaws, and I'm low on AP. So I'm going to have to shoot from the hip to deal with this guy. Oh, wow, he can see his house from here. That was the ride of a lifetime. Right, there's one more on the radar who will emerge over the crest. He's another young'un. And he also got sent flying by the power of the YCS. Such a lovely gun. And, you know, it's quite easy to pick up at a low level as well. So, where are we? We can orient ourselves with the Lucky 38 there. What else? Got Lake Mead down there. Got some building. Now, is that part of the Gypsum rail yard? Or is the rail yard over there? I need to check the map. I've lost my bearings slightly. Okay, yes, that is the Gypsum railway yard dead ahead of us. And we're going to head over to Calville Bay here. So, a few more deathclaws. Few cazadors. And then we're there. Checking for deathclaws over to the left. I'm seeing 3 markers on the map at the moment.
Just as a warning, my covert bandaging skills.
Take them out when we get the chance. I'm worried about these 2 oh, is that one of them? And there should be one over here. Yeah, there he goes. He's just popped in. Did I kill him? Kind of looks a bit like it, doesn't it? All right, well, let's keep heading down this way. That's a lot of red marks.
Looks like break time's over.
That's where they all are.
Here we go.
Are they going to start running towards us now? There's a lot of them. And I feel like quite a lot of them are aware of us. This one's getting quite close. Okay, there's bloody hundreds. You guys keep your eyes on the prize. And Arcade, stop trying to get in front of me. That is not good combat strategy. Just having a quick scan around, make sure no one's trying to sneak up on our 6. I wonder if I've got anything like majorly explosive, like a fat man. No, I've got the anti-material rifle. I've got any explosive ammo. I have. You know what? Let's give that a little whizzle. Because this can... No, it's not good. This guy's coming towards us. Go back to the YCS. And one more shot. Oh, it's Arcade finished him off. I only see one more mark on the compass, and it's that guy. And we've got the kill cam, which should mean that that is the end of that group. There's one more red mark. Yeah, I see Deathclaw. At least I thought I did. Oh yeah, I got the indicator. Arcade is pushing me sideways. Arcade, you're a git. Right, that's him dealt with. Let's head over and pick up the fast travel location of Gypsum Train Yard. It can be very difficult to get to, this place. I did see a little flicker of a red mark there, showing that there might be someone else quite nearby. But again, you know me, I'm not afraid of much. So this is just the siding for the Gypsum Train Yard, and the actual railway line continues around this way into Cazador territory. Night is starting to fall, but I think we can get there in time. So there might be a cluster of cazadors up there. I mean, I personally am not too afraid of cazadors because I think I picked up one of the perks in Old World Blues that makes me immune to poison. But my companions do not have that. So they could quite easily come a cropper. Right, it's got a cluster of red marks to the right, nothing to the left. Once they spot you, they come very quickly. Just keep looking around us. Still just these ones. Okay, so this is the Cap Counterfeiting Shack. There's some loot in there. Maybe a speech magazine or something like that. Oh, and marks in front. I feel like we should deal with the ones over here first. Otherwise we'll find ourselves fighting multiple groups. Yeah, I'm going to go onto the top of this little hill. And we're going to make our way slowly and steadily. Oh dear. Eddie is fighting something. There's a young cazador I can't see. But they've dealt with that one. There's one up there. The weapon I've got is fairly potent. Might be able to sometimes defeat them with one shot. But I don't mind if it doesn't always work out that way. So let's see if there's somewhere to sleep in here. Fortunately, cazadors can't open doors, despite their name. Let's get the light on. Here we go. Bunk bed perfect. Should we have the top bunk or the bottom? Arcade, do you have a preference? He looks like a top bunk sort of fella, so I'm going to go down. Okay, need to eat a little noms before we go out. Another gecko kebab. Now, let's see if, while we've been in here having our sleep, the cazadors outside have multiplied and formed a committee. Okay, so there's a red mark up there. Let's go back to the railway. Now that we've dealt with the little cluster that were down here, we don't have to worry so much about being approached from multiple directions at once. So we've got a couple of marks moving down in this gap here somewhere. There he is, up on the top of the hill. What's our chance to hit here? Pretty good. Now, he was already softened up, according to the indicator at the bottom of the screen. Coming this way, let's get him by the wings. They hate it on the wings. That is definitely their weak spot. Just looking around for red marks. Nope. Let's get a little bit closer to this guy. And let's try and get him by the wing. Which wing? This wing's got a higher chance to hit. Here we go indeed, my Arcadius friend. Look at him stumbling slowly towards us. Let's get him in the wing again.
Here we go.
Ha ha ha. That. See, I know how to do drama. Now he is but a pile of dust. So we got a nice little final view of Camp Gulf over there, which we were looking at from the opposite direction not too long ago. Possibly our last view of the Lucky 38. And of course, the Lake Mead. Looking at the hills, Bitter Springs is up there somewhere. But our journey comes to an end down here at Calville Bay. These buildings here, possibly full of cazadors. They were last time I checked anyway. But maybe we killed them all. That's the kind of thing we do. Certainly I'm seeing no red marks on the compass. Let's have a little peek over the top. A large ash lump. Yeah, it looks like we did a very good job of clearing out the cazadors last time because they have not respawned. This area is safe. I was kind of expecting this run to end with a big cazador fight, but it turned out we hadn't really left that many alive. And as I say, not much respawning, so not much to worry about in that regard. And we've reached the final sleeper. That is it. Final sleeper of this line. So we get our final view. Over there's a ranger station off in the distance. Guardian Peak up there somewhere. Caesar's Fort. Hoover Dam. Little peak of Camp Gulf there. And a police car. Apparently. Nice. Wonder if there's anything in it. There is a briefcase containing an empty Nuka-Cola bottle. We shall take that as a souvenir. And that's a nice ship. Shame what happened to it. We should have something to celebrate. We must have a beer or something in here. What have we got? Some nice booze? No scotch? No. I've brought no booze at all. Well, a Sierra Madre Martini, that's probably alcoholic. Oh dear, I can't believe that I didn't bring myself a nice bottle of scotch to celebrate with. I mean, really, I should have been drinking scotch all the way from start to finish. But no, things don't necessarily go this way. Oh, nice Moonwalk arcade. You two work together very nicely. You should form some sort of dance troupe. So here we are. We have reached the end. Standing at the end of the line, we stood on the last sleeper, the very last sleeper. We have completed our tour. We have seen what a railway passenger might see if they were touring the Mojave. There is nothing more to see. We have seen it all. We have seen everything. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.